The walls of modern day segregation must be dismantled in America. During this historical dismantling, the family of humanity will hold a spectacular reunion, if you will, and all of the man-made barriers that which divide us will not be welcome anymore. During this unprecedented special reunion, we must restore the table of humanity to its original state, its pre-creation state, and thereby we must now offer an unconditional olive branch to all humans, inclusive of the African Americans in this country that have been absent. They have been absent due to poverty. They have been absent due to oppression. They have been absent due to marginalization. They have been absent due to forced capitalism. They have been absent because they were not considered humans. All of those who have been wounded, bruised by the unprovoked cruelty of society, all of those who have been damaged by the permanent scars of dehumanization, the movement must go forward. Somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for rights. Now we must come to the table of humanity. Sitting at this table, we will find the beloved community. Next to the beloved community, we will find inclusiveness. Sitting close to this spirit, we will find the twins of sisterhood, and we will find the brotherhood spirit. In close proximity, we will find the spirits of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Sitting boldly at this table, we will find agape love. Agape love is sitting very close to the power of restorative justice. Restorative justice is accompanied by cultural diversity. Then we will notice the sitting of reconciliation. Respectively, we will encounter and we will embrace forgiveness and we will embrace empathy. During this reunion, we will find the spirits of past due reparations. Sitting next to this spirit, we will find the unconditional racial equality, and we will find religious tolerance. Finally, we will find a rare spirit called utilitarianism, which means the greatest good for the greatest number of people. Somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for rights. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them to one another, to a separate but equal station upon this earth. I heard that according to the Declaration of Independence, it is the right of the people to abolish any government that begins to oppress them. Therefore, it becomes a necessary corrective to get a quality education, housing, business loans, benefits for our veterans, affordable health care, employment, to earn a living wage, autonomous women's rights, law enforcement accountability, ethics in the criminal justice system. It becomes a corrective to have a new government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The movement must go forth. The message must go forth. The word of justice must go forth. And we as a people will issue this necessary corrective. Somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for rights. Frederick Douglass affirmed, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Modern day leaders who supposedly want civil rights, yet they don't want to agitate. These are men and these are women who want crops without plowing the ground. They want rain without the thunder and lightning. They want the vast ocean without the awful roar from its waves. This struggle for equality is both moral and physical, but it must be a struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and it never will. Somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for rights. With one voice, a people united will sound the trumpet. It will be the trumpet for rights. We will hear this trumpet from the outer atmosphere. We will hear it from the mesosphere and the troposphere. We will hear it from the mighty mountains of New York. We will hear it from Stone Mountain of Georgia. We will hear the sound for justice from the biosphere. We will hear it all throughout God's creation by any means necessary. The struggle, the demand, and the message continues. The message continues.